Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to Central Methodist University and Puckett Fieldhouse as today the Central Methodist volleyball team takes on Baker University. Central Methodist under head coach Coleman leads 7-4, 1-3 in the conference. Baker, they're 3-9, 1-3 in the conference. This past Tuesday night, Central Methodist lost to Park 20-25, 25-20, 25-22, 17-25, and 6-15. Also that Tuesday night, Baker lost to Evangel 18-25, 13-25, 16-25 as well. Also, upcoming sports event, a big one tomorrow there as well. Starting tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., the women's soccer team, they're coming off a 2-0 victory over Mid-American Nazarene. They'll be headed to Dubuque, Iowa, take on Clark for 11 a.m. kickoff. Our volleyball team will be taking on Benedictine as well. 1 o'clock start time. Pregame show, 12:45 p.m. Benedictine is playing at Missouri Valley tonight as well. Baker tomorrow will head to Missouri Valley for a 2 o'clock start time as well. Then men's soccer will be taking on Clark at 1:30 p.m. as well down in Dubuque, Iowa. And then our football team hopefully get win number 1 there, taking on Graceland, 6 p.m. start time as well. Of course, in the standings there, you got William Penn on top of the North, 4-0, 8-6 altogether. Grandview 3-2, 4-9 altogether. Mount Mercy 2-2, 9-3 altogether. Culver Stockton 3-3, 7-4 altogether. Peru State 1-1, 4-7. Graceland is 0-3, 5-9, and then Clark 0-4, 3-8. In the South Division, you got Mid-American Nazarene 3-0, 10-0 altogether. Benedictine 2-0, 8-3 altogether. Park 2-0, 8-3 altogether. And then Evangel 3-1, 8-7. Then Central Methodist tied for 5th, 1-3, 7-4. Baker 1-3 and 3-9, and then Missouri Valley at 0-3 and 9-8 all together as well. Should be a good volleyball game tonight there. We'll take about a 2-minute break and we'll give you some baseball scores. Sponsored by Emmett's Kitchen and Tap. Okay, well, of course, we had some technical problem. Of course, as we mentioned, of course, yesterday it was Roberto Clemente Day. Of course, all the Pirates and the Mets players wore number 21 in honoring of Roberto Clemente, one of the greatest ball players for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And, of course, as we talked about, his last Major League Baseball game was against the Cincinnati Reds in Game 5 of the National League Championship Series. With Pittsburgh up 2-1, and heading into the night, a guy named Johnny Bench comes to bat. As Johnny Bench comes up there, the count was 1-2. And then Dave Justice delivers the pitch, and Johnny Bench, and here's Al Michaels with the call. 1-2 to Bench. Change up to deep right field. Back goes Clemente to the fence, to the wall. It's gone! Johnny Bench, who normally hits home runs to the left, hits one to the right. The game is tied. And, of course, 5 batters later with Hal McCray on third base, George Foster was at bat. And, of course, it was, Dave Justy on the mound. Runner at third is George Foster, is Hal McCray. On deck is Tony Perez. Here is a pitch into the dirt, into the screen. Here comes McCray. The Reds have won the pennant. And then, of course, a 15-time All-Star. Along with that, of course, one of his last home runs he ever hit in the All-Star game was in 1971. He was one of 6 future Hall of Famers that hit home runs in the All-Star game, along with Johnny Bench, Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson, Frank Robinson, along with Harmon Killebrew, and, of course, Roberto Clemente. And that home run he hit was in right center field around the area where Johnny Bench hit a home run in the top of the second inning of the 1971 All-Star game. One of the greatest there, of course, elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 1973. So, many things there as well. So, 3,000 hits. What an amazing career. A lot of his great teammates he had. There was Willie Stargell. There was a gentleman named Bill Mazeroski. There was a gentleman named... I think there was Richie Hebner. There was Steve Blast, the best pitcher on the squad there. Manny Sanguian. And I think Dave Cash was on that squad. And of course, he was also the MVP of the 1971 World Series, defeating the Baltimore Orioles in a thrilling 7-game series in Baltimore. And I think at that time, he had a .414 batting average, but he could throw a baseball pretty good. And there was a time or two where, I think it was one time, I want to say when Frank Robinson came to bat. And he had a liner to right field. It was heading down that right field line. And, of course, Clemente made the catch and then turned and fired through the third and almost got, I like to say, Brooks Robinson out of third base. So what an amazing career for Roberto Clemente. And, of course, the Clemente family was on hand here at Shea Stadium. Also the past winners there, along with Steve Garvey, Dave Winfield, who is also one of my favorite ball players I grew up watching on television back in the 1980s as well. Of course, we're about ready to give you the starting lineups there for Baker University. At 3 and 9, 1 and 3 in the conference under Niles Nielsen. That's Taylor Kyle. Savannah Knott. Kira Hipple. Delaney Franklin. Olivia Dykeman. Meredith Brown. That's Grace Wood. Niels Nielsen. Annabelle Mawson. Delaney Miller. That's six. That's Shay Luby. That's Callie Henson. Joanna Milo. Marino Alonso. Crystal Bronner. Head coach by Coleman Lee. I want to wish him a happy birthday. And then along with the assistant coach, Caleb Bonaventure. Central Methodist. Of course, you may know one of my friends is the official junior Munsterman. He and I went to Central Methodist together back in the 90s. Lived in the same dormitory called Woodward Hall. And there you see Baker in the white uniform, orange trim, orange numerals. Central Methodist in the green trim, the white trim, green uniform, white trim, white numerals. And the Birds are on the bats. So we're about ready to get started. Quentin Norris singing the Catbirds. And, of course, throughout the night, we'll give you some baseball scores as the pennant race continues to heat on. Should be a fun September with about, I would say about 19 days ago. And then, of course, you may know 3 weeks from tonight, it's the National League, American League Wild Card games. So hopefully we'll give you some give you scores of the wild card games. A lot of excitement. I think the Cardinals are in there. Most likely be the 3 seed. Could play the San Diego Padres in a first round matchup there. Other first rounder probably be either the Atlanta Braves or the New York Mets would take on the Philadelphia Phillies. And then in the American League wild card, we got, I think, Cleveland could most likely play maybe the Toronto Blue Jays or Tampa Bay. And then you have either Tampa Bay or Toronto taking on the Seattle Mariners who are trying to make the playoffs. First time since 2001 as well. So we're about ready to get started. Beautiful night, 81 degrees. We have some Dodger blue skies overlooking Fayette, Missouri as Marino Alonso will serve. And as the great Vin Scully would say, hey, let's pull up a chair then. As Marino Alonso will serve. Marino serve. Line drive served. Here comes Baker. See what Baker does here. Line drive. Bronner digs it out to Alonso. Alonso sets it up to Annabelle Mawson. Back goes Baker. Little tip shot to Luby. Alonso. Now here's Callie Henson with a tip shot. And it's 1-0 Central Methodist. And Marina Alonso will serve. Line drive serve. There comes Baker. Left-handed shot to Alonso. Now Bronner. Bronner to Annabelle Mawson. Back goes Baker. Left-handed shot there. Dug out by Luby to Alonso. Milo gets it back out to Baker. See what Baker does here. Bronner takes it out to Alonso. Here's Annabelle Mawson. Line drive serve. Back goes Baker. Henson to Alonso. Annabelle Mawson floats it up there. Baker on the attack. Dug out by Bronner to Alonso. Here comes Callie Henson. That is out of bounds in a tie game at 1. That's Taylor Kyle in the serve, and looks like number 4, Kiera Kipple checks in there as well. Left-handed shot to Bronner. Alonso Nice shot by Giovanna Milo. 2-1 Central Methodist. Annabelle Mawson to serve. Sam Jefferson City, which is also where the sports director, Rod Smith. Of course, he is busy doing high school sports tonight all over the Jefferson City area. Back goes Baker. See what they do here. Alonzo, Bronner. Here is Rita Campos. Makes it 3-1. Annabelle Mawson still serving. Back goes Baker. Line drive serve at the Bronner. Here's Alonzo. Callie Henson with a left-handed shot is good. 4-1 Central Methodist. Annabelle Mawson serving. Line drive serve. Back goes Baker. Blocked. Oh, yes! Marino Alonso makes it 5-1. 5-1 now, first set. What a start. There's another line drive serve there. Back goes Baker. Milo to Alonzo. Milo gets it partially blocked. Recovers it out to Alonzo. Bronner. Here is Callie Henson. Oh, yes! 6-1. 5-0 run by Central Methodist. Timeout call for first set. Central Methodist 6. Baker 1. Six to 1 Central Methodist here in the first set. Quentin Norsing in the catbird seat. Good crowd on hand this Friday night, September the 16th. Should be a lot of fun here as well. As Central Methodist will still be serving there. Looks like Annabelle Mawson still serving. 6-1 is our score. Annabelle Mawson with a line drive serve. Here comes Baker. Left-handed shot into the net. Makes it 7-1. It's 7-1 now as Annabelle Mawson still serving. Caleb Bonaventure directing the traffic. Left-handed, nice shot there. Here comes Baker there. Off the ceiling. Here comes Bronner. Joe Alonzo. Campos. Oh, yes. 8-1. Central Methodist. Of course, last night the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 27-24. Throwing game down at Arrowhead Stadium last night. Annabelle Mawson. Line drive serve there. Back goes Baker. Here's Alonzo. Henson. Bronner. Alonzo. Nice! Marino Alonzo. 9-1. Annabelle Mawson still serving. Into the net, makes it 9-2 now. That ended an 8-0 run there. Meredith Brown is serving. Game number 1 there. Back goes Alonso. Here's Henson. Beautiful. Back goes Baker. Alonso. Milo. It's on the line. 10-2 Central Methodist. Crystal Bronner in the serve. Crystal Bronner from Jeff City went to Jeff City High School along with Callie Henson. Annabelle went to Jeff City High School. And a point for Baker makes it 10-3 now. Nina Timman from Milwaukee, Oregon. That's around the Portland area. Campos to Alonso. Campos. Back goes Baker. See what they do here. Bronner digs it out to Alonso. Campos. Beautiful! Rita Campos. 11-3. And now Gabby Orchek. Ochorik from Poland. One of the most famous sports ever took place on ABC's Wide World of Sports was barrel jumping back in the 1960s, hosted by a guy named Jim McKay. It hit the antenna, makes it 12-3. And it's basically like speed skating, where you go around the track area, and then once you complete your round, then you have to jump over a barrel. If you do it well, you're on to the next round. Back goes Baker. Bronner to Ochorik. Sydney Healy. Got it. Cindy Healy makes it 13-3. Of course, met her mom and dad before tonight's game. Of course, they're sitting right in the front row area. $13-3 now. Line drive serve. Back goes Baker. Mawson, Ochorik. Oh, Campos with a two-handed set play. It's perfect! 14-3. Coleman Lee giving out instructions there. That's Gabby Ochorik. Ochorik. Back goes Baker. And a drop shot there makes it 14-4. Kira Keppel. Hipple to Bronner. Ochorik. Here's Healy. Back goes Baker. They set it up there, a little drop shot to Bronner. Ochorik. Oh, nice job. Delaney Miller makes it 15-4. Shay Luby in the server. Got to meet her family as well. Of course, they've been coming to a lot of the games on the days I've been broadcasting as well, so it's been a lot of fun there. Enjoyed meeting them, and looking forward to meeting them more on Senior Day on October the 22nd. Back goes Baker. Healy. Ochorik. There's Delaney Miller. Makes it 16-4. And now Shay Luby still serving. You're in set number 1. Drive serve, back goes Baker, and it's an ace! 17-4. 17-4, first set. 17-4, here's Shay Luby serving. Line drive serve there. Here comes Baker. Line drive, and it's touched, and it's 17-5 now. Frank Franklin from Eudora, Kansas. Line drive serve to Bronner. Ochorik. Block. Dug out by Bronner. Healy. Mawson! Annabelle Mawson makes it 18-5. That's Paula Bosa from Columbia, Illinois. Of course, met her mom, Carrie, and her sister, Mary. Line drive serve there. Back goes Baker. Line drive. Here's Bosa. Dug out to Healy on the two-handed set play. Here comes Baker. See what they do here. Oh, kill shot makes it 18-6. Looks like number 9. Line drive serve to Mawson Ochorik. Oh, nice job there. I think that's Johanna Milo. Makes it 19-6. Marina Alonso will serve from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Beautiful area down there. Of course, one of my first friends from there was a guy named Marcus Balding. Came to Slater in the fall of 1989. Back goes left-handed shot. Here's Alonso. Beautiful! Callie Henson makes it 20-6. Marina Alonso wants the other ball out of play. $20-6 now. Back goes Baker. Bronner to Alonso. Milo. Back goes Baker. Let's see what they do here on a left-handed shot. And it's 20-7 now. Taylor Kyle in the serve there. Here comes Luby. Mawson trying to get it out to, Bronner. Yes! Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Henson to Alonso. Here's Mawson. Oh, that's beautiful. 21-7. Annabelle Mawson. 4 points away from taking the opening set. Annabelle Mawson in the serve. That's a line drive serve there. Back goes Baker. Left-handed shot is good by number 3, Savannah Knott. It's now 21-8. Meredith Brown in the serve. Line drive serve to Mawson. Alonso. Oh, nice shot, Joanna Milo. 22-8. 22-8 now here in the first set. Crystal Bronner in the serve. Crystal Bronner in the serve. Here comes a left-handed shot by Knott. Brought out by Bronner. Nice shot by Callie Henson. Left-handed shot to Henson. Alonso. Callie Henson. And I think that'll be 4 hits. Yes, sir. 23-8. Tyler, looks like Crystal Bronner is tying their shoes. DeMawson to Bronner. Sets it up for Callie Henson. Back goes Baker. See what they do here. Blocked! Callie Henson, set point. So now it's set point. All right, fans, stand up. Get those hands clapping. Boy, it feels like I'm at Yankee Stadium where the Yankee pitcher have 2 strikes and the fans start clapping. Bronner to Campo. That's the winner! 25-8. They win the first one, 25-8. We'll lead the first set, 1-0. We will start set number 2. We'll do it all in 2-2. Be back right at you, as the great Chuck Woolery would say on television. Line drive serve out to Luby. Now Alonso. Here's a left-hand shot by Henson. That's blocked. But here comes Central Methodist. Luby. Baker digs it out. Left-handed shot by Knott to Bronner. Alonzo. Here's Henson. Oh, corner pocket. 1-0 Central Methodist. 1-0 is our score, and Annabelle Mawson will serve. Annabelle Mawson serving. Another line. Oh, that's an ace. 2-0 now. So 2-0 is our score here. Annabelle Mawson serving. Another line drive serve. Here comes Baker. Block and a point for Bakers. Now it's 2-1. Line drive serve out to Mawson to Alonzo. Checking in there, that is, looks like Milo. But here comes Baker. Milo to Alonzo. Here's Callie Henson. 3-1 Central Methodist. 3-1's our score. Crystal Bronner in the serve. Also went to Jeff City Elias High School. 3-1 now. That's out of bounds. 3-2 now. Nina Tidman will serve. Central Methodist won the first one, 25-8. Here's Campos to Alonzo. Henson. Oh, yes, sir. 4-2 Central Methodist. Looks like number 22, Gabby Ochorik, checks into the ball game. Gabby Ochorik. Another line drive serve there. Back goes Baker. Back goes Mawson. Ochorik. Here's Cindy Healy. Drop shot there. Back goes Baker. Blocked! I think that's Delaney Miller. Makes it 5-2. Gabby Ochorik will serve. From Poland, hopefully in a few years we may see some NHL hockey be played in Poland. Wouldn't that be the coolest game on earth? 5-2 now. Bronner, Ochorik. I think it's a double hit call, makes it 5-3. Taylor Kyle in the serve. Line drive serve to Bronner. Ochorik. Miller. Back goes Baker. Blocked. And it's Delaney Miller, makes it 6-3. Shea Luby in the serve. Luby in the serve. Line drive serve. Beautiful. And it's an ace down the left field line. 7-3. Timeout call for second set. Central Methodist 7. Baker 3 here on CMUEagles.com and the Higher America Conference Network. 7-3. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat. See the cheer and dance team on hand. They do a great job as well. Shea Luby still serving. Luby serving. Oh. That'll be 4 hits. 8-3 now. Luby still serving. Line drive, serve. Ace! Touches the line. 9-3. Central Methodist is on a 4-0 run. at 25-12. They are 2-0. They won the first set 25-8. Of course, tomorrow, Central Methodist Women's Soccer will be taking on Clark and Dubuque, Iowa at 11 a.m. kickoff. Of course, their volleyball team will be hosting Benedictine. Pregame show 12:45, 1 o'clock first serve. 1:30 p.m. Central Methodist Men's Soccer will be at Dubuque, Iowa, taking on Clark. And then 6 p.m. Central Methodist football team taking on Graceland. And also some Major League Baseball on the MLB Network. The New York Yankees, the second best team in the American League. They'll be heading to Milwaukee Brewers. They're trying to stay alive in that National League wild card chase. 6 p.m. as well. Starts out with MLB Tonight with your host. With hosts like Al Leiter, Brian Kinney, Pedro Martinez, Lauren Shahadi, and Ron Darling, and many others there as well. Of course, the Cardinals, they'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. First game, 12:15 p.m., taking on your Cincinnati Reds. Then second game, doubleheader, 6:15 p.m. on Fox Valley Sports Midwest as well. So we're about ready to get the third set going here. Central Methodist just need one more win, and they'll be 9-8-4 in that 3-game losing streak. So we're ready to get started. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat. And Marino Alonso will serve for set number 3. Okay, back goes Baker. Here's a line drive serve out to Alonso. Here is Mawson. Beautiful, 1-0 now. 1-0 is our score here. Now they want the ball. Marino Alonso will serve. Another line drive serve. And it's 2-0 on an ace. Two nothing's our score here. Marino Alonso still serving from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Beautiful. Alonso to Bronner. Now they set it up for Callie Henson. And it's 3-0's our score. What a third set. Nothing's our score here. Set number 3. Central Methodist is up 2-0 in the match. Baker on the attack there. Left-handed shot is good. So it's 3-1 now. So now it looks like Meredith Brown will serve. Looks like she'll hand it off to number 1, Paige Park. Park on the line drive serve to Luby. Here's Alonso. Now set it up for Callie Henson. Left-handed shot is up there. Here comes Park. Oh, nice shot there. Now it's 3-2 now. Now. Line drive serve to Henson. Alonso just graces the net, and Milo gets the point. Johanna Milo makes it 4-2. Annabelle Mawson. Annabelle Mawson serving. Line drive serve out to Baker. Dug out to Bronner. Let's see who they set it up for. Campos. Left-handed shot is a point for Central Methodist. 5-2 now. 5-2. Annabelle Mawson serving. Back goes Baker. Blocked, and a point for Baker makes it 5-3. Nina Tinman will serve. 5-3 now. Central Methodist won the first one, 25-8, 25-12. Bronner, Alonzo, here's Campo. Oh, that is beautiful! 6-3. Crystal Bronner in the serve. 6-3 now. Line drive serve. Bronner, Henson. Here's Campos. Block, but out of bounds. Makes it 6-4 now. Like Taylor Kyle in the serve. Into the net, 7-4, Central Methodist. Sydney Healy checks into the ball game along with Gabby Ochurik. Ochurik takes a couple of bounces. Line drive serve into the net, makes it 7-5. Delaney Franklin in the serve. Another floater out to Campos. Here's Ochurik. Here's Campos. That is beautiful. 8-5. Shea Luby will serve there. Eight to 5 now. Here comes Baker. See what they do here. Luby to Bronner. Oh, nice job there by Healy, but Baker comes on the attack. Luby to Ochurik. Oh, nice drop shot, but here comes the Wildcats. And that's out of bounds, makes it 8-6. So let's see what Baker does here. Luby. Ochurik. Here's Annabelle Massa. Oh, that is beautiful! 9-6. Nine to 6 now as Paula Bosa will serve. Paula Bosa serving. And a kill shot makes it 9-7 now. Coleman Lee giving out instruction. Kira Hippo will serve. 9-7 now. Hippo line drive serve to Luby. Healy. Now watch Annabelle Massa. Oh, that is a beautiful shot. Ladies and gentlemen, makes it 10-7. Marina Alonzo will serve. Alonso will serve. Just a bit outside. Makes it 10-8. So Page Park in the serve. Hinson to Alonso. Now watch Callie Hinson put it down. 11-8. Annabelle Mawson. Annabelle Mawson will serve. Line drive serve. Back goes Baker. Let's see what the... It hits the antenna. Makes it 12-8 Central Methodist. Annabelle Mawson with a line drive serve. Here's Bronner. Alonso. Oh, Joanna Milo puts it down. 13-8. Timeout. Oh, looks like they're going to make some substitutions there. Michaela Conrad checks in the game for Baker University as Annabelle Mawson still serving. 13-8 now. And a line drive serve makes it 13-9. So timeout there, and with the third set, Central Methodist 13, Baker 9 here on the CMUEagles.com and the Hard Record Conference Network. Well, here we are, 13-9. Central Methodist on top. They're up 2-0. Tonight's attendance, 21,462. Millions are on television, or watching on television. Pocket Field House shivering with its concrete foundations. And now Baker still has a long ways to go. There is Campos to Alonso. Here is Henson. Oh, that's a beautiful drop shot. 14-9. Crystal Bronner in the serve. Bronner in the serve. Line drive serve. Back goes Baker. That's a beautiful shot there. Makes it 14-10. 14-10 now. Another line drive serve to Campo. Alonso. Oh, nice left-handed shot. It hit the antenna. Point Central Methodist. 15-10. Gabby Aturek. Gabby Aturek from Poland. Like I said, hopefully we may see an NHL game be played in Poland. Safe for 16-10. Would it be the coolest game to see and a National Hockey League game be played in Poland? It'll be a two-game series. They'll probably have a couple of games there. One of those probably, hopefully, it'll be the St. Louis Blues. And A, 17-10. The other one I would say probably maybe the maybe the Tampa Bay Lightning as the second possible team. And then the third team, and Ace, 18-10. The third one, I would say, probably maybe the Colorado Avalanche. And then the fourth one, probably the Washington Capitals. 18-10 there. Oh, Delaney Miller with a two-hand set play. Tries it for the second time, but it's a point. I think she went over the net to make it 18-11 now. Delaney Franklin, the serve, the libero. Another line drive out to Bronner. Achuric. There it is. Delaney Miller makes it 19-11. Shea Luby will be in the serve there. $19-11 now. Another line drive serve. Back goes Baker. And a point, it's out of bounds. 20-11 Central Methodist. Another line drive serve. Back goes Baker. Blocked. Bronner. Achuric. Miller. Achuric. Bronner. Here's Neighbors. Achuric. Healy. And a point makes it 20-12 now. Grace Wood in the serve from Joshua, Texas. Achuric. Here's Neighbors. Beautiful. Let's see what Baker does here. They set it up. Luby. Achuric. Little miss hit, but nice recovery there. Healy. Back goes Baker. Luby. Achuric. Healy. Luby. And it's now 20-13 now. Back goes Achuric. Here's Miller. Oh, that is excellent. 21-13. 4 points away from win number 8, but most importantly, 2 and 3 in the conference. Jessica Mowry from Arnold, Missouri, around the St. Louis area. Looks like went to Fox High School. Back goes Baker. Blocked. And it's a point now, 22-13. Back goes Baker on the left-handed shot, but it's out of bounds. 22-14. Savannah not with a kill there. Kiera Hipple from Lee Summit, Missouri. Sure, a lot of the fans in her area are very happy about the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Los Angeles Chargers 27-24 last night at Arrowhead City. Chiefs are 2-0. They'll take on the Indianapolis Colts on September the 25th in Indianapolis. 12 noon start time on CBS. Out of bounds, 23-14. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Wish happy birthday to Coleman Lee. I'm sure he is enjoying the match tonight. Bronner to Alonzo. Looks like number 25, Danica White, checking in for the first time. First time we've seen her play this season. Not. Bronner. That's Rebecca Neighbors. Alonzo. Bronner. Looks like that's Danica White. Bronner to Alonzo. Sets it up for Rebecca Neighbors. Beautiful. Now match point. All right, fans. Get those hands clapping. Match point, ladies and gentlemen. Alonzo serving. Line drive serve. Bronner to Alonzo. White gets it blocked and a point for Baker. Now it's 24-15. Sydney Malachi will check into the game. White to Malachi. A little miscommunication, but still 24-16. Now could the third time be the charm, or they used to say on The Price is Right, it's hole in one or two. Malachi Milo. And that's the winner, 25-16. What a way to celebrate Coleman Lee's birthday with a victory tonight. Well, now we'll give you a recap tonight's scoring there. First set, Central Methodist won 25-8. Second set, 25-12, 25-16. Central Methodist is now 8-4, and they'll be 2-3 in the conference. They'll take on Benedictine. Pre-game show, 12:45 p.m., 1 o'clock start time as well, at 11 a.m. Central Methodist women's soccer will be taking on Clark in Dubuque, Iowa, at 1:30 p.m. The men's soccer will be taking on Clark down in Dubuque, Iowa. 6 p.m. Central Methodist football will be taking on Graceland down in Lamont, Iowa. And also Major League Baseball tomorrow night. The New York Yankees take on the Milwaukee Brewers from Miller Park on the MLB Network. This is Quentin Norris saying so long for writing. So long, that's 5,755 of them. Let's head out to Busch Stadium, the Cardinals and the Reds. Here's John Rudy.